Hi, so this is a video for task 4. Hopefully you've had a go at task 3 and you've had a look at the front cover of our core text, which looks a little bit like this. Okay, so the whole idea of this activity is just to talk about the pictures in the text and the clues that we can get from them, and just basically about what you think and what your feelings are around the text at the beginning of the very beginning of the story. So this is the front cover. Hopefully by now you've already predicted who your main characters are, you've thought about the setting, and you've thought about what's going to happen in the story. So I just want you to think about, and you can do this with an adult or you can do this by yourself, but I just want you to think about what do we know so far, because it is only the front cover, but we do get quite a lot of clues. So you can pause the video if you wish to, if you want to discuss it with an adult, but what do you know so far? Okay. I'm not going to reveal the title just yet. There is a reason behind that, okay? So I'm going to show you now the first page of the story. Carefully not revealing the title. Okay, so this is the first page of the story. Okay, these are my notes, so don't worry about this, but this is just covering the title. So we can see one of the characters that we saw on the front cover. What are they doing now? And what else can we see in this picture that we couldn't see on the front cover? Okay, so I'm going to keep this, oh gosh, it's fallen. I'm going to keep this page up because this is the page that you need to use for this activity. So if you need to, pause the video so that you have this page in front of you. And these are the questions I would like you to answer. Now you don't need to write these down in your workbooks, the answers. You can just talk to an adult about it, or if you want to, you can write the answers in your workbooks. So the first question I would like to ask you is, what do you notice? Okay, so tell an adult, tell your sibling, tell yourself. What do you notice in this picture? What's happened? What do you notice that you didn't notice before? And then the second question I would like you to answer is there anything in this picture that you like? We'll go with like first. So is there anything that you do like? And if so, why? Or why not? Because it might be that you don't like anything. And then the next question, I'll have these questions typed up as well. The next question is there anything that you dislike? Is there something that you don't like in this book that you dislike? And why? And then the next question is, does it remind you of anything? Maybe you've read a story where there's similar pictures, or maybe even watched a film or seen an advert that this may remind you of. The next one's quite a tricky one. Does anything puzzle you? Is anything puzzling? Maybe you think, oh, I wonder how that got there. I wonder why she's got 3 eyes. Just in case you didn't notice that. And then the final question is, what kind of story do you think this will be? What kind of story do you think it will be? And what will happen in the story? That's 2 questions. So what kind of story do you think this will be? If you've missed a question, obviously you can rewind and go and watch it again. But just in this one picture, there's so much we could talk about, and I wish we were in the class because I would have this in front of you and we would annotate it, we would get the post-it notes out and we would share our ideas, but we can still do that now. If you upload you could maybe upload your ideas onto the class page. But like I said, you don't need to write the answers down. As long as you're talking about it, I'm happy with that. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next part where I'm going to reveal the title. So I'm going to take my post-it notes off. And the title of our book is Bigu, and it's by Alexis Deakin. Okay, some of you may have read this before, or maybe you read it years and years ago and you can't remember it, hopefully, because that makes my job a lot easier. But Bigu is actually the name of this alien, and it's a girl, it's a female. That's Bigu's name. That's her name. Her name is Bigu. And I'm going to read you the first page of the story, and then next week we will read a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and a little bit more. Okay. So this is Bigu by Alexis Deacon. And that was the page that we've just looked at. So there wasn't anything I was covering up, it was just her name, the title. That's the page. Bigu was not supposed to be here. She was lost. No one seemed to understand her. Here's the next page. How do you think this character's feeling? And how would you feel if you woke up in an unfamiliar place? It'd be a bit daunting, a bit scary. And then I'm not going to show you the next page because that's what we need to do next week. So I hope you enjoyed that. I can't wait to see some of your work throughout the week. So yes, keep it up. You're all doing a fabulous job.